he just sat there like, and I could see his face. And I said, oh my God, I apologized immediately in front of the class. I said, that was wrong. I took it too far. I see your face. I'm so sorry. It's my nature, but I'm going to rein it in. And I said, we are colleagues, not clones.
Thank you.
Standard-based grading is you either get a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4, and you grade them on the standard.
That's for the benchmark.
A 4 means you nailed it, you're above and beyond. 3 means you got the standard. 2 means you're approaching the standard. 1 means you ain't there. Okay?
You ain't got it.
Just know if you get a 60 in my class, your grade was probably way lower than
way lower.
That's my issue with education. It's give us something new. Let us go through a cycle of students to collect the data to see if it's working.
But telling us we had to put a 50 in if they even wrote their name on the paper, man, get your orthopedic shoes out my face. They held a whole meeting in the gym, pulled all the 6th graders, and then told us you cannot put lower than a 50 in the grade book.
In any marking period.
No. And we were like... Hey, best friends. Welcome to this week's episode of Teachers Off Duty. If you do not know me, I am honest teacher Vibeezy. I don't know why I just felt like I didn't like it. I like it. I wanted to do something that would make you feel ick. And I knew that would make you feel a little ick.
Oh, but it was cute too.
It would make you feel a little ick. I'm honest teacher Vibes, aka Breezy. I don't know. And I have 2 lovely co-hosts with me today, one of whom I have irritated already, but we love it. It's
hey,
for
everybody,
the plot.
I'm Annika Wall, aka Read Away with Miss K, and I was gonna be like, I'm Anna Bananas.
Oh, you should have did Anna Bananas.
Anna Bananas, is that cute?
Yeah, I feel pressured because I don't have anything.
But you're awesome. Our other amazing co-host who is new to the podcast, we love you.
We are
both
so, I was like, I'm fangirling so hard.
Stop.
Genuinely.
I'm so happy to be here.
Genuinely.
I love it. I'm Jessica, my teacher face on all of the platforms, and I have nothing clever to say about it.
You know what is clever and amazing is that you taught for how many years?
32 years.
32.
Wow. That's amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
It's tough to wrap my head around
That's
when I look back on it
yeah.
because it seems like a lifetime ago.
Oh, I bet.
Getting up at, what time did you say you wake up at 5:30?
I used to wake up at 5:30. Now I set my alarm for 8.
Oh,
Period. You better put that. You better tuck that hair
Anybody's
friend.
jealous.
You better
but
tuck
maybe
that
to make
hair
some people
friend.
jealous.
I am so happy for you.
Thank
You
you.
put in the time.
I did.
Congratulations.
I did. Thank you so
That's
much.
awesome.
Yeah. You know who else is going to be jealous? The people who don't buy tickets to the Boy Teachers Comedy Tour.
That was a
You're going to be
segue.
so sad. You're going to be jealous and sad.
You're going to be crying when you see your
You gotta
friends on
go,
Instagram with their
friends.
margaritas laughing.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and you're not there.
Yeah. So come on to the tour.
Where are we going?
Our fall shows, we're actually on Thanksgiving break this weekend. But then we're back on the road next weekend for our last 7 shows of the Struggle is Real tour.
That's awesome.
Man, before we come out with the new tour, the Board Teachers Isn't Friday Yet comedy tour. But hold on, I ain't gonna get the cart ahead of the horse.
Uh-oh.
So these are our 7 shows left that we have in December. We're in Cincinnati, Ohio, Toledo, Ohio, Midland, Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, Patchogue, New York. I don't never say that. Is that?
I think that's it.
I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I have to
Is
see.
it
Patchogue. I think we've
be tearing these names
we've-
up. We have 2 shows in Patchogue, New York. Albany, New York will be there, and Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Wilkes-Barre.
These are in December. And then the 2026 tour. I'm excited for the 2026 tour. Is it Friday Yet? I'm just saying.
Oh, that's the name. Oh,
That's the
gonna be
name of
great.
it. Hey, that's a good name.
That's how we're all feeling this year.
Okay. Every
year, every day,
feel
every
like
hour,
Friday the 13th.
every minute, every second is a Friday. Yet.
Friday 13th. So we'll have brand new jokes. I'm actually writing my new jokes right now, and I'm excited. I got some good stuff because these kids this year, some no limit soldiers, they like to slap. They have given me so much material, and I will be talking about it on stage.
People are always asking, where do you get your ideas from? I was like, it writes itself in my classroom every day. Every day.
Daily life.
Right. One of my babies turned around and ran into the door when he was done sharpening his pencil.
Oh,
BB, the door was. You had to take a
sweet
lot
little
of steps.
soul.
Bless his heart. Broke his glasses and everything.
I love
said, nephew.
6th grade boys are so funny.
I felt bad for him. I said, nephew, you didn't see the door right there? Bless his heart, sugar foot. Me and his mama real good friends. I friend.
That sucks about the glasses, though. That's
I said,
tough.
You know, it's hard to see your nephew
stop
hurt himself
moving
in
doors.
school. He was sharpening his pencil. The door was the door close to your nephew? I don't know. But anyway, that will not be a part of my comedy set because I won't make my nephew say it. So the tickets are the Jokes for the Spring 2026 tour are now on sale. So January to May will be in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Okay, I'm sorry.
Should I? No.
West Texas, Maine, Massachusetts, California, love, Wyoming, Colorado, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Kansas. Dang, why y'all ain't just say all 50 states? Nebraska, Missouri, Louisiana, Mississippi. I live in the SIP. It's hot as hell. Florida, again, started from the bottom. We started in Florida.
That is
That is
true.
where
You
our
guys have
very
told me that.
first ever comedy tour show was in Orlando, Florida.
Get out of here.
At the Orlando Improv.
Oh,
I've come a long way.
I want to go now. We should
It was
go to
fun.
an open mic or something.
Shout out to Orlando
sometime.
Improv for the good Long Island iced teas.
Lord.
Them just was hidden in the green room, boy.
You needed some help to get on that stage if you were drinking some Long Island tea. Iced tea.
And then we'll be in Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Connecticut, and New Hampshire. Go to boardteachers.com/comedy-tour to see all the shows. Hey, grab your tickets before they're gone. Because what's crazy is the tickets really do go fast. It surprised me.
Yeah.
You
I was
guys sell out all the time.
They sell fast. I'm like, hey, dang, okay, we love y'all too. Okay, so
I love it.
as soon as the tickets sale, the tickets are on sale now. So if you want to come to one of the shows in 2026 and we are in your state, go ahead and get you a little ticket now. Get you and your teacher bestie some tickets because, baby, by the time the 2026 shows start, we're going to need a break. We're going to need something to laugh at because every day is going to be Easy Friday yet.
And look at it as therapy. You know, it's a therapy session.
It is
a
a
really
therapy
good therapy. You're going to feel better about being a teacher after you leave.
And if your principal is garbage and they there, all you can just dog whistle to the stage and we'll crack a joke on them.
Dog whistle to the
Get the hell out. So we'll have all new material, all new jokes. We got some fun surprises coming up for the 2026 tour. I'm actually very excited. And then also shout out to teacher speakers.
Yes.
So teacher speakers, you can book any of us to come and speak to your school and do a teacher conference. You can also book one of us for a private comedy tour show that's not, necessarily during the day for the conference. So you can do a little, we can speak at your little conference in the morning and then we can do a little comedy show at night where you can have some margaritas off school grounds.
It's going to be
We're always somewhere shimmying. I don't really know.
If I don't shimmy on
what
an
that
episode,
is.
it's not an episode.
Well,
I have
I
to
didn't
shimmy.
know that was a requirement.
Yeah,
so let me just
there
get
you
my
go.
shimmy
She's
on.
already in it.
I'm ready.
Love it.
I like a little
Just have
shimmy.
to give me a little direction.
I like a
She
little
immediately, she's like, wait, I like this. Nice.
Just tell me what's coming up.
I love her because she said, do we normally stay on topic or do we? I said, girl, we be all over the place. Topic. By the time we get to the end of the episode, what was the topic? I can't
Which is
remember.
fine.
Yeah.
Stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
We love to see
We're
it. So-
both ADHDers as well.
And I took my medicine and I'm still acting crazy.
I feel like I do a good, I try to steer us back. I'm like, okay, wait, we got to get back.
We were talking about the thing.
But we got this paper here that reminds us what the thing is too. So that
I
helps.
am
Like, wait, what was the thing?
spastic Labrador Retriever.
That's all right.
If we all turned
precious.
into an animal, I would turn into a Labrador Retriever. Golden.
I always say that I would be an otter because otters are cute and cuddly.
Anna, you're not an otter.
Wait for it. They're cute and cuddly, right? You always see them cuddling. But man, if you cross an otter, you're done.
They will.
They're mean.
They'll
They're
bite your
supposedly
finger
very
off.
mean.
You just chilling in water though. Unless it's
I was
like
a competitive
the pool.
swimmer.
Oh, period. Snaps,
Yeah,
queen.
for like over a decade.
Okay,
Yeah,
snaps.
I was really.
Yes.
What was your event?
Backstroke?
Okay.
I've not
50
participated in this
I
conversation.
did the 50 free, and I was a distance swimmer when I was young. I
Oh,
know.
look at you.
Gross.
That's
I
impressive.
know. I know. I wasn't very good though.
Okay.
Jess,
well,
like,
that makes me feel better.
I was never good, but I was there for fun.
Good.
My older brother was really good. He swam in college and stuff, but I just was there to socialize
Period,
and
queen.
burn some calories.
Period. I'm just here to burn calories,
I'm just
and
here to
then I'm
burn
gonna go.
my 8-year-old self. I was
And
like,
then
I'm
I'm
here to burn
gonna
some
go.
calories. And
Well, that's cool. So
but yeah,
this,
so I'm gonna wait. I want to know what your spirit animal is.
I would say for me, a giraffe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I
because
like that.
I'm awkward when I try to drink. Yeah.
I love this.
kind of leggy and necky.
Okay. I love it so much.
I'll pick giraffe.
Oh my God, I love this.
My animal. Like, I know that was
How they
very...
try to like move
Yes.
that.
I like the baby giraffes when they're
mine is
still...
a little bit different, but it's
It's very intuitive on her part. That was very intuitive.
It's adorable.
So the episode today, we're going to talk about teaching then versus now.
Yeah.
Like teaching back in the day versus teaching now. What used to work that doesn't work now. Can you imagine? Because then I feel like my teacher just popped me with a ruler. We can't do that.
Well, you can't do that.
On the hand.
We don't do that.
Pop me right on the hand with a ruler.
I don't feel like any of my teachers ever did that, Bree.
No, just pop me with a ruler.
I would like to jump in here and say that I am a product of the Catholic schools.
Oh, so you definitely got
1970s.
Oh.
Yes. So
Tell us everything.
I know, because now I'm nosy at this point, baby. This is tea.
Oh. So it wasn't just the physical things that would happen. It was the humiliation that went along with the...
Can you imagine trying to do that now? We cannot do that. Oh, my gosh.
Let me tell you about the victory parade.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Let me get settled in.
Get ready.
Let me
get
snuggling
turned
down
around
in my
here.
chair.
Oh, boy.
This is a true story.
Oh, my gosh.
I am not even changing names because I don't think they're alive anymore. I don't think they're alive anymore.
Down.
Oh, she said she don't think they're alive
even if I was left-handed, so they didn't like left-handed kids back then.
My
There was only
baby's
one
left-handed.
pair of lefty scissors that cut like this. It
dare
just
you be
made the
different?
paper angry. It didn't actually cut it. And so, the left-handed scissors, you're like, I can't. So I can only use scissors with my right hand.
But you're left-handed.
I can't use scissors with my left hand because they wouldn't give me left-handed. Yes. Oh, but it gets worse. So that was the physical thing. And plus the left-handed, that she would always not, Sister Rose Michael would knock my
Where's
hand.
my camera? I don't even know. Sister Rose Michael, we're talking to
would
you,
knock
girl.
my hand off of the table. And it didn't work. And that was in first grade. And they gave up. Yeah. But it was Sister Agnes.
I am mortified.
There's always a Sister Agnes.
Always a Sister Agnes. Sister Agnes in third grade. This is something we could never do now. And it was horrible to do in the 70s as well. We would have a spelling test every week.
Yeah.
And when the spelling test was done, you would give your paper to the person next to you. She would read out the spelling of the words. And then if you got 100, the person would put the 100 at the top of your paper and hand it back.
Okay.
If you didn't get a 100, you were in the doghouse. And Sister Agnes on every test day would draw a doghouse on the front board. You cannot make this up. This is my core memory from
Agnes, what the hell is wrong with
1975.
you?
And she would she would say, who got 100? Whoever got 100 could stand up.
I would be
And
like,
whoever didn't get 100
No matter what.
would have to remain seated. She would count 1, 2, 3, 4, and she would put the number 4 in the doghouse.
No.
And then she would say, the rest of you, go on your victory parade around the
doing this.
classroom.
I'm doing it.
No, you're not, Anna.
I'm kidding. Sorry.
Victory parade.
Or did y'all yell, nanny, boo, boo, while you did
We
it?
didn't say anything because we knew we could be at the doghouse in any week.
Yeah, you don't want to be shady because it could be...
Nope. And so there was one time where I was in the doghouse.
Oh, no.
Jessica.
I know.
I'd have been up in that
I
dinner
still
every
have a little
day.
problem with spelling. I can't do Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what happened with my head. And I taught English.
traumatized.
But I can't. I think it is because I had those spelling tests. And now I look at Wheel of Fortune and I'm like, there's only 2 letters left and I can't figure it out.
Is it a
It's
vowel?
Sister
I
Agnes.
don't know.
It's Sister Agnes. So I remember one time I was in the doghouse and I just sat there like, oh, no, you didn't. And out of spite,
Okay.
I made sure I didn't get another grade that wasn't a 100.
Yeah. But
I learned how to spell out of spite, but
Teachers Off Duty is sponsored by BetterHelp. Okay, the sun now sets at what, 2:15? I swear, I'm driving home from school in pitch darkness, wondering if it's bedtime or just 5th period again. This time of year can be rough. That's why BetterHelp is encouraging all of us to reach out and check in with the people we care about and to remind ourselves that we're not alone. Because honestly, this season can get heavy. Even just sending that, hey, thinking of you text or grabbing coffee with a friend helps. And yeah, reaching out for therapy can feel just as awkward at first, but once you do it, you're usually like, why didn't I do this sooner? BetterHelp makes that step easier. It's entirely online, flexible, and built around you. After a short questionnaire, they'll match you with a licensed therapist, one of over 30,000. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch anytime. They've helped over 5 million people and average a 4.9 out of 5 rating from live sessions. So yeah, it works. So if the shorter days are getting to you, take a moment to connect with a friend, with family, or with a therapist. We're healthier when we have support. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to therapists for yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/TOD. That's betterhelp.com/TOD.
So wait, you're an English teacher. You were an English teacher.
I was an English teacher.
So we're all English teachers here. That's cool.
Yes.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I think there
fun.
is an extra pressure on us to be very good spellers.
Correct.
And
One
that
thing
gets
about
me
it.
anxious sometimes, but I
Same.
can't imagine having that in my history, in my
Yeah.
childhood.
And that's the panic that comes with spelling something wrong. Or, if you're writing on the board
Right.
and I write very quickly and I
Yeah.
print in all capitals.
Yeah.
And heaven forbid something's wrong.
Oh.
Or you make a typo in a social media post.
Yeah. Yes.
And then there's always the
Lose
people
their
who come in.
minds on the social media.
I thought you were an English teacher.
Yeah.
Burp, 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 burp.
Yeah. Sometimes I just use the wrong there. I know the difference between there and there.
Correct.
I know.
People
I
get mad at
teach
me.
it to middle schoolers every year. But you're typing out like my text overlay if it's my text overlay on a video,
Right.
I'm like devastated. I'm like,
Yes.
there it is. And
But we're doing 8 million things.
yeah.
And I was telling Brie, I have 7 accounts. And so I'm going on there and I'm typing
G, 'cause I ain't-
titles and responses and
Yeah.
doing all of this. And people just love to wait for the mistake with like a laughy emoji, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
like, you
okay,
good,
you
bro?
could have privately just messaged me
No,
and
they-
said, hey, check that post. There's a typo.
right.
Not, I thought you were an English teacher.
I hate when they say that. I'm like, piss off.
Yeah.
Nobody speaks the Queen's English 24/7.
Yeah.
I can misspell whatever I want to. Bugger
Yeah.
off. They're
Yeah,
like,
you come in here, you get on the internet and make a fool of yourself.
every
It's
single
hard.
day.
It's hard. It's hard out here.
they said apparently it's easy because you didn't spell your stuff right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we could not do victory parades
Yeah,
now. So that's a
victory
good thing
parade.
that
No,
had
I would
its
be so
time.
mad if I saw another teacher do that. Come here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show the clip of you explaining that to my students and be like, what would you do if I did this?
I know.
Could you imagine?
I want to hear what like kids today's age, how they would react.
I
to
wonder
that.
if they would revolt, where
Yeah.
they would say, no, I'm not getting up and
Yeah.
walking around my classmates. But remember, we had
Right.
the
It's a
nun,
different time.
and we
Yeah.
could not defy her because that was defying a higher power.
Yeah.
So we stood up and we did our walk.
Yeah.
I would be mortified.
Mortified.
Because I would be up there every week. I can't spell. Like, I had ADHD
Not at that
when I was in
age.
school.
I
Right?
was panicking.
Were
My,
they easy
my
words?
dad also went to an all-boys Catholic school.
Oh,
and
okay.
Oh, I
he-
didn't know that.
in New Jersey, and he said that on one of his first days of high school, the nun was like, we're taking an assessment first day of school, great, and when you're done, put your pencil down, look straight forward. If you look anywhere else, we're gonna have a problem. And a kid was looking around the room, and she took him outside and got one of the men, punched him in the nose, broke his nose.
What?
And made him sit back.
Wait, what?
Made him
What?
sit back made him go back into the classroom with like a bloody nose. I don't know if he actually broke it, but he had a bloody nose, and my dad was like, it was a very
for
rigid.
having natural human actions.
Right. And he was like, so whenever I got in trouble a lot in school because I had ADHD and I was a talker, I loved to chat,
Baby, I
honey.
be chitting and chatting.
Yeah, I'd be chitting and chatting to the wall if I could.
Right.
It didn't matter. My teachers would move me and they were like, oh, they won't talk to this person. You best believe that's going to be my new best friend.
You got to know everybody in every quadrant of the room.
Everybody.
Every quadrant.
And my dad would always tell me that story because he's like, I wish they could just pop you in the nose real quick. I'm sick and tired of getting these. Yeah, he would be like, I'm sick and tired of saying Anna talks too much in class. Every report card.
So basically, he was like, this kid got his nose broken.
Yeah.
Excellent method. Take notes.
This is wild, Mom.
He was like, it might be good for you. So it probably would have been. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't imagine like any of it. I can't fathom.
No.
And also, can you imagine if there was a trend on TikTok for a while where kids were calling their teachers by their first name?
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine us calling any of our teachers by their first name?
Never.
Oh,
I would
I
have
think of Miss
never-
Britton, my math teacher
I
in
would
high
have
school. She
never.
hated me. I don't have any idea what her first name was, but I feel like she would have tried to get me suspended. I feel like she hated me so much that if I picked on her like that, she would have she would have found a way to get me in big time trouble for that.
I don't like. We're just like, hey, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just roll my eyes.
Like,
I don't really engage with it.
Especially if you know they're joking or they're just trying to get a rise out of you or do something.
Yeah.
But even when kids would say my name, they'd be like, Jess, no, that's wrong. That's so bad. I just wanted to try it. And now I feel really bad. I'm like, okay.
High school though.
Yeah.
They be waiting in middle school. Oh, hey, Bree.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they think it's hysterical. And I'm like, that's not even funny.
That's why I taught middle school for 1 year.
Being crazy in middle school.
Yeah. Jess, I taught juniors for 3 years. Those were my first 3 years. And then when I switched my fourth year to middle school, I was like, I will never go back to high school.
I could never teach high school.
And isn't that crazy?
Wait,
I know.
I wish I had pearls because I would clutch them. What? You did the opposite.
I did the opposite of you.
And you're happy.
I'm so much happier.
Well, I guess somebody has to be.
I love middle school.
Okay.
It's chaotic. And so I remember when I was in high school, a lot of the high schoolers would sleep, just didn't really care, just were like not entertained.
Middle schoolers care a little bit more.
And when I switched to middle school, I remember being like, could you just take a nap? I'll do anything if you just put your head down.
Could you
and take
just
a
be
little
absent?
Nap. Could you just take a 5-minute breather? Because
in middle school, you think they're absent, they come in with McDonald's.
Yeah.
Like,
stinking up the whole room. But I like your spin on it because that's a positive way to look at it where they're enthusiastic and they want to do stuff. And I'm sarcastic.
Yeah.
I'm really quick. I do like little cobra strikes at kids.
So you could teach middle school.
I did. But you know what? I found out that they don't take it as well. And sometimes
they're sensitive.
Sometimes they cry.
They do.
Which I'm like, what? That was hysterical. Why are you crying?
Don't cry though. This 5th and 4th that would cry. 6th grade, I ain't never seen no 6th grade start crying.
I teach all 3 grades, so I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th. Every day.
I don't know how she did it.
I don't either.
Yeah, it's fun, but I really have to shift my personality because with 8th graders, I can be very sarcastic.
True.
With 6th graders, they will cry. Some of them.
Okay, we've reached that point in the school year. My students are powered by candy canes and chaos. My inbox has more unread messages than Santa has elves. And apparently, I'm expected to find thoughtful holiday gifts for 27 people on a teacher's budget. Enter my financial sanity saver, Rakuten. If you haven't used Rakuten yet, it's basically like your shopping guardian angel. You shop at all your favorite stores, Old Navy, Ulta, Sephora, Macy's, even Instacart. And Rakuten gives you cash back, real money, not teacher points, actual dollars. Here's how it works. You just go through Rakuten before you shop, buy like normal, and boom, cash back shows up in your account. It's like the universe saying, hey, you survived another parent email chain. Here's a treat. And during the holidays, it's even better. You can stack cash back on top of all the big sales. So if Old Navy's doing 20% off matching PJs and Rakuten's offering 15% cash back, congratulations. You just outsmarted inflation. They even have these weekly big deal reveals, which are one-day cashback blowouts that honestly feel like secret teacher hacks for your wallet. Joining is free. Just go to Rakuten.com or download the app or browser extension. You'll even get a welcome bonus for your first qualifying purchase. So before you start panic buying last-minute gifts for your students, coworkers, and maybe yourself, because self-care is real, do it through Rakuten. Because if anyone deserves cash back this time of year, it's teachers running on caffeine, glitter, and pure willpower.
Like, I have made kids cry by accident. I'm like, oh my God, that was a joke. That was a joke. I broke them. And I'm always reading articles that, like, sarcasm is not good for kids. But it is. Like, for all the kids,
understand when they say
I bet your kids loved you and thought that your jabs were hilarious.
And, there was only one time where I remember it vividly because a kid said something and I just, like a velociraptor, was just like, pajam. And the kid just sat there.
Your word choice, author's word choice right now is vivid.
I want that on repeat.
And he just sat there like, and I could see his face, and I said, "Oh my God, I apologized immediately in front of the class. I said that was wrong. I took it too far. I see your face. I'm so sorry. It's my nature." But I'm going to rein it in.
Yeah.
And he couldn't even talk at that point. He was just like, and so I talked to him after class also. And then I called the parents.
Yeah.
And I said I had a sarcastic response. And the mom was like, good, give him another one.
Yeah.
But I said, I saw his face and his reaction. And I'm the adult.
Yeah.
And that was my mistake. So I just wanted to fess up and say, I'm sorry. I already apologized to your son in front of the whole class.
And it's nice that you apologize, because some adults think they're above apologizing to kids. And it's like, it's okay to apologize when you've done something and you realize you've done that. It doesn't make you look stupid if you apologize.
No.
It actually shows empathy and maturity that you are able to look at a student and say, hey, I'm really sorry.
Right.
That I shouldn't have done that.
But I do remember when I was younger and a more insecure teacher, and I said some things or was harsh.
You're describing me right now.
I didn't apologize, and I remember those times. But I think you evolve when you're in the classroom.
Learn,
when you're first starting out, you don't want to be seen as somebody who's ineffective or doesn't know what they're doing. And so it's just like, no, that's right, you know? Yeah. And I look back at those times and I cringe a bit, and I'm just like, oh, God. But you learn, you grow, you evolve to the point where I was able to apologize to that kid in front of everybody.
Right. Well, I think as long as the sarcasm, because the kids, they like sarcasm.
They do.
As long as the sarcasm is not like belittling.
Right.
They don't like that type of sarcasm. Like if they ask a question and they're like, hey, I don't understand so you don't understand? Is there a reason? Maybe because you weren't paying attention while I was, in front of the whole class or whatever. They don't like the kind of berating sarcasm. Correct. But if it's something that like we're laughing together instead of like me laughing at them, then they're okay with. But the people who say like don't use sarcasm at all in the classroom, I'm like, you real disconnect.
I feel like I'm like, oh, you must not be fun at parties, kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
you don't get invited to parties.
They're like, research says, I'm like, I am the research. I'm there every day. I know what I'm doing.
If they come off with the research, I'm immediately don't talk to me.
Like, I'm not a cyborg. I can't be programmed in that way. I'm an individual human being, you know. So I'm going to teach in a way that works for me. Yeah. And if you want to give me guidelines here and there, but I remember, one of our former advisors would just be like, well, you all need to do X, Y, and Z. And I said, we are colleagues, not clones.
Thank you.
Like scripted curriculum. I can't even.
They have, not my district, but there are some districts in Mississippi, they have scripted curriculum. Yeah. And they have to follow exactly what the scripted curriculum says.
So we pretty much have it now too.
You have scripted
That's why I teach. Yeah. So we basically have a scripted curriculum, and we
I don't know what I would do.
One year they'll tell us we have to do it to a T. The next year they're like, make it your own. But that's why I teach that reading class, because as soon as they said we're doing scripted curriculum in all ELA classes, I was like, how about I teach an extra related arts class about
reading? You're the only one.
I cannot.
That was smart.
Yeah. So I teach like a 9-week like hyperspeed reading class.
Oh, that's great.
Curriculum. Yeah. How do you even do that? What do you say word for word?
So like we're the biggest district in my state, and every middle school 6th grade ELA class is reading the same novel all at the same time.
And you get a binder, right? That says day 1 of the unit, day 2 of the unit.
Read what I'm confused.
They read the same books, like so.
No, so scripted. Meaning, like, because in my mind, as a content creator, when I think of a script, I think of something you're reading. Like,
I mean, it has what you can say. It literally says, this is what you can say. These are your slides.
Right.
What happens if you don't say it?
And that's the thing. Like, some years, they're like, you got to be like to a T on this. And then other years, are like, make it your own.
Is it standards based?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I've had some
standards.
Yes.
Can y'all imagine? I'm sure we had standards. Like common, I know it wasn't Common Core or whatever, but I'm sure we had like things that, because I remember my teacher teaching me central, I don't remember it being called central idea, but I remember my teacher teaching me main idea, how to write a summary. I don't remember any text evidence type of whatever, but I'm speaking specifically to ELA. But our teachers, I don't feel like they honed, like I think they were able to teach freely, like the stuff we were supposed to know.
Yes, we were.
Instead of being
you were
rigid to the standards.
Yeah. So it was basically done by school districts. And I was lucky that I was in a very good district when I moved back to New Jersey. And we taught transferable skills. So we wanted to teach kids not the scarlet letter, but how to make inferences and do analysis and critical thinking, because then they could use that on any test that they took or anything that they did. And so then standards came in and they said, okay, well now put it into these standards. We're like, well, we're kind of already doing this. And they're like, no, we'll write it in the way. And I was like, all right, we'll write it in the way. And then the standards changed. And then the standards changed. And then the standards changed every couple years. So we were constantly rewriting the same things, but in different vernacular. And I'm like, Who's getting paid?
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't
And that's what it is.
emphasize the fact that you don't teach, especially for ELA, you don't teach the standards in isolation.
Right.
But
No.
people are, if you come in and they're like, what's your focus standard?
Right.
And I'm like, all of them, you know what I mean? Like
There's at least
they
3
need
or
to be
4
able-
happening right now.
Yeah,
Correct.
They need to be able to cite text evidence, identify the central idea. They need to be able to read and comprehend. They need to be able to identify the author's purpose for you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They have to be able to, but they want you to explicitly teach that particular standard. But I'm like, this is why teachers are teaching the standards in isolation, because y'all are saying this is your focus standard.
Right.
The kids they don't need to be taught in isolation. You teach cite and text evidence at the same time you're teaching central idea. But the way that it makes my mind set up as an ADHD person, it takes me like till after the first 9 weeks when I've like explicitly taught each focus standard to be able to merge them.
Right.
Because I have to,
I
like,
see what
you know
you're
what
saying,
I mean?
yeah.
Like I don't like that there's not more mentioning of that. Do not teach the standards in isolation.
Right.
Because our teachers didn't teach a standard in isolation. They taught us every time we looked at a passage, they taught us every standard.
Right.
To use all these things that they're calling standards. That's what we just learned that as we're
And
reading.
somebody put a name on it and put it into a program and made
they
lots
made
of money on it. And then somebody else took that and rewrote it and revised it and then sold it to another thing.
gross.
But the thing is with teaching,
gross.
as English teachers too, you have to pivot so often
Yes.
because
Pivot just took me back to COVID. Oh,
sorry.
oh no.
That's sorry. I will reverse that. You have to change course so often that you
We've got synonyms on days
yeah.
over here. We
Yeah.
ELA
I'll
teachers,
keep
baby.
going.
Okay, that's it. Don't worry about it. I can use another word.
Yeah, but so you could be teaching one thing and then a kid will have a question and you need to change course to answer that question, which could lead to something else.
Yeah.
So whenever I had standards that we had enduring understandings and all that kind of stuff, I said, well, that's what I plan to do today, but that's not what happened.
Right.
Right.
And so here's how I'm revising it. Well, a lot of times they wanted us to go back into our lesson plans and change them. And I'm like,
Oh, no.
hard pass.
No, hard pass.
So
No,
I
thank
would just
you.
have sticky notes of what I was going to be doing based on what I did. And with my grade level partner, I would say, listen, we both have to get to this assessment on this date. Here's where I change. And she goes, oh my God, I changed this way. Let's redirect.
Yeah.
A little communication.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all it takes because we're professionals.
Right.
And we know how to do our job.
Right. And I don't completely disagree with this. I actually like the standards. Like it gives me a structure and understanding of like what they need to, understand before they start the standard, what conceptual knowledge they need to know, and then what they need to be able to do when they get done learning. I don't mind that stuff. But what I do mind is that I'm gonna say the cuss word. The test don't match what y'all asking us to teach during class.
Yeah. Right.
What is the who wrote? Every time they take a test, I get mad because I have went through and I took their last benchmark, and I'm like, hey yo, these focus standards. Hear me. I understand. Okay, I get it. What is this though? It's like when we were in school and they would tell us we were taking a test on a cell and the teacher would show us a cell in color and everything. And then when they copied the paper for us to take the test during class and fill in the cell during the test, I can't, baby, who Xeroxed this?
Right.
Because the part that's supposed to be the mitochondria is I can't see it to like label it. What I'm teaching during class, I try to make sure it matches the rigor of what they'll see on the test, but because why is class differentiated but the test ain't?
Right.
I don't. So that's my problem with the standards, because what are we really assessing here?
Right.
And now,
what are we really trying to assess?
So we're standard based grading is the new thing. I mean, it's not new for some places, but in my district, it's new.
What is that?
Okay, so standard based grading is typically if you get it's a scale of 4. You either get a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4, and you grade them on the standard.
That's for the benchmark though, or the test.
Now it's on our report cards. Girl. So on report cards, like for finding theme, central idea, it'll be like if a 4 means you nailed it, you're above and beyond. 3 means you got the standard. 2 means you're approaching the standard. 1 means you ain't there. Okay.
You ain't got
you ain't got the standard.
But that's what we use for state test and benchmark. So now y'all's grading system is
so now our grading system is that way.
So they don't get a letter grade?
they don't get a letter grade, but so I made a post about this because in my district, they also put a percentage beside the 4, 3, 2, 1, which is, they're not supposed to do that. That's like very against standard-based grading. So guess what a 1 out of 4 percentage is?
Like a 15 or 20% on there.
25%?
Well, you would think it's 25. 1 out of 4 is 25%, right? In my district, it's a 70%.
70?
So if they don't meet the standard, they get a 70.
I know you freaking lying.
What's the passing grade? 60 or 65 for your district?
It's 60.
But you're saying y'all don't grade like that anymore, though.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. No, basically what they're saying is nobody fails unless you don't do any work. So you can get a 0 or you can get a 1, which is a 70.
What's the 0?
So
70. What's a 0? 68.
Well, they're saying that like a missing is a 55 or something, and so that's how it was in New York when I taught. But
interesting.
You know, it's really upsetting because, you know, back in the day, you could use grades
96 to a 100
be like,
was
hey,
an A.
You got a 13%.
Right.
You need to do some work now. And hopefully my kids aren't watching this. They really don't have to do much to get the 1 out of 4. I mean, a 1 out of 4.
They know though.
They know.
Right,
And they know.
Yeah,
So now it's like, you know, when I think of like what worked then and what doesn't work now, it's like using grades as an incentive. They're no longer an incentive. You're not looking for an A. You're not looking for a B. And I feel like grades are just kind of made up now.
This is the only time that I'd be happy that Mississippi is behind on stuff because we still...
You're still using the grade.
Yeah,
do your high schools use the letter grades because of class rank or?
We all are switching. This is the first year.
How are they going to determine valedictorian, salutatorian?
I don't know. Have any
above
idea.
your pay grade.
Yeah, it's above my pay grade.
Remember though when a 96 to an A was, or a 96 to 100 was the only A you could get.
We had 93 to 100.
I know some districts are like that in colleges.
96 to 100, and then 95 to like 85 was a B.
Ooh, 96 to 100 is strict. That's a small window.
Person they could get an A
That's
was
like
I
really
like that.
hard.
Yeah.
Everybody else was a B.
Especially in an ELA class, I feel like that's hard.
Yeah.
That's how ours was. 96 to 100 was A.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like mind blowing to me. And they, kids are always like, "Is this for a grade?" And you're always like, "Of course it's for a grade," even though you know you're not going to grade that. But
13 did.
But now it doesn't even like really matter.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, so
And
I
some
don't know.
of the kids don't care about the grade. Like they don't.
No. Well,
And
now it's worse. Like more kids don't care because they know they can pretty much do the bare minimum and get by.
But did you have to get, when we were in school, I feel like I had to get my progress report signed. When we send progress reports home, they don't have to get them signed and bring them back.
No.
All ours are digital.
Ours are digital too,
we
but
print
we still
them off.
hand out.
We hand them out.
It is digital, but we still hand out.
Yeah,
like,
they might mail them home.
Yeah.
But I don't think they had it. Also, high school.
Yeah.
So
middle
it's
school,
a different
they don't have to get them signed and bring them back.
Yeah.
Because when I was in school, I feel like we had my older sibling when we were kids.
Oh no.
I got a bad grade on my report card and I asked my sister to sign it. She printed my mama's name.
She printed it as the signature.
My mom's name. And it was
like,
perfect
"Here we go."
letters.
Oh my God.
She printed it perfectly.
Time. Yeah.
Teacher called my mom and said,
This is an adult signature.
Yeah. This is how they do
she
it.
said, how you gonna try to sign my name and you printed it?
Right.
You printed it good. Like you was working on your letters.
That's like every field trip permission slip I've ever gotten.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, there was one girl in our school who signed everybody's because you would look at everybody's name and it was the exact same handwriting.
the only one that
She
know how
should
to
have
write in person.
charged. She should have been like
wrote
$3
like an
a
adult.
signature.
She should have. And I don't know who she is to this day, but I remember getting permission slips for something and I'm thinking, do you all live together?
Yeah, like, what is this?
What is
Everybody's
happening here where every signature is a different name, but it's the exact same handwriting?
Yeah.
That is.
Got it.
She's the one.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's not making kids, it's not holding them accountable.
Well, I think that's like to me, that's the biggest thing. But I guess
what's the motivation otherwise?
But I'll ask you this because, like, for me, this is my 10th year teaching. And when I first started teaching, I kind of felt like I was shocked how little we were holding kids accountable.
Right.
I remember being like, kids didn't do anything, so they're going to fail because they didn't do anything. And like, I kind of was told like, well, that's not really how it works because then everybody would fail. So we got to lower the bar here. And I was really disappointed. was it always like that for your teaching career? No.
I've seen such an evolution in the way that grades are done, where we used to have, grade books that had the little rip-off things so you can have, and we used to photocopy our grade books weekly in case we ever lost them.
And I used to try to peek over my teacher's shoulder to see if
make
I could
sure.
squint and
Green
see if I could
paper.
find,
But
like,
then-
that green and white
Yeah,
paper.
exactly. So it could be that a kid didn't do their work and got a 13 for the marking period. And guess what? That progress report or report card was sent home. The kids usually thwarted it from the mail before it got to the parents.
Yeah.
But it was something where they then needed to catch up. And then we saw a push where people were saying, well, if a kid fails that badly for the first marking period, they really have no shot of catching up for the year. So what's their motivation for continuing through the year? So then it changed to you can't get below a 50 for the first marking period. And I kind of see how that's going. I
understand it in theory.
I understand the theory of it, but I do remember when I was in graduate school, I was with some people who were nurses and Department of Defense people and all this kind of stuff. And one of the nurses went off on teachers one day and she said, we get kids coming to the county college who can't do this and that. And I said, they graduate with a 60. That's not mastery.
No.
We are not saying that they have mastery.
Right.
We're saying that they fulfilled the state
What the district
requirement.
said, right.
So they're coming to you. I said, we did what we could.
Right.
And the ones who didn't get the 60, most of them dropped out or got a GED. But I said, we're not saying they're masterful in this. We did what we could to get them to even get that 60.
Yeah.
I mean, usually, like, if a kid has a 60 in my class, I'm like, just know if you get a 60 in my class, your grade was probably way lower than that.
Way low, right.
And way lower.
Which, I mean, I understand it in theory, but I feel like it's teaching the kids, like, I can just chill and then I can catch up.
Yeah.
Because I got a 50. I remember having a 34 on my report card.
Yeah.
Like now it's like nobody's gets sent home with a 34 and it says 50 at the lowest.
Yeah.
Now, but do you think that goes for our school? It was only the first marking period. So you could only.
Nope.
Oh, it's every marking
My
period?
school now would never. You can get whatever. They don't tell us you can't. Because I thought legally they can't tell us what to put in our grade book. The school I teach at now, they don't say nothing to us. Because they trust us to grade. My other school, you couldn't put less than 50. If the kid wrote their name on the paper, you had to put 50.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They held a meeting in the gym, pulled all the sixth graders, and then told us you cannot put lower than a 50 in the grade book.
In any marking period.
No. And they were like, well, it doesn't, a 50 is still a F. And so it's not like they're getting a passing grade, but they can't catch up if they have 10 zeros. And I'm like, I understand that they can't catch up if they have 10 zeros, but do they even want to catch up though?
Right. What's the motivation to not get those 10 zeros?
If you have 10 zeros, you need to do the work.
Do some type of work. But telling us we had to put a 50 in if they even wrote their name on the paper, man, get your orthopedic shoes out my face. Because
and then telling me to make a packet. They're like, well, give them a packet.
No, I'm not giving you a packet. The other kids didn't get to do a packet.
I'm not making a packet. They can do what we all did.
And I'm like all for like you follow. If a child has a IEP or a 504, it is our duty to follow their IEP and their 504 to support their learning. At the same time, they need to be held accountable. We are helping with what your IEP says. You still got to try to do the work though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just we're just in a weird time where grades are getting to a point where they're not going to matter. But I'm like, what is the effect? And I know somebody smarter than me has done like the research on it, like research, because this is when we were talking about the red pen.
Right. That's why I use green.
Did you use green?
I did.
You put them on the paper in green?
I did.
I try not to do red anymore because of you.
I don't know.
Purple
this was like a long time ago. I feel like we
pink.
got in a red pen argument. I was like, I've been told on day one of teaching, don't grade with a red pen.
That goes way
Hot
back.
pink.
Because it triggers the kids.
I'll do like purple or hot pink. I can't for sure.
You folded.
I did, man. It's because in my mind, it was stuck in my mind. I was like, man, every time I see a red pen, I'm like, this one's hot pink. This ain't red.
It's close enough. It's close enough.
That F is just a little happier if it's
Yeah.
But an F in green, that's sit in the mix. Green means go. Green means go. Red means stop.
That's
So
a good point.
Yeah.
I did green because I just love it.
Well,
Obviously.
There you go. You like green.
Go Birds.
It's like, but I'm saying green, a 16 in green, 16F in green. I said, well,
Yeah.
that's actually good. No, it's not.
It's almost like an oxymoron.
Yeah, I'm like, this don't really go together. It's a little ironic.
Okay, fair enough.
But I don't know. I'm okay with like change, because imagine like if we didn't change, like,
right?
Because every teacher, when across the generations, when they've been presented with new things, they're like, I don't like that, and then like we kind of get used to it, and we're like, okay, well, it's really not that bad. But
then it changes again.
So
that's my issue with education. It's give us something new. Let us go through a cycle of students to collect the data to see if it's working. So many times we've gotten something, and then after a year, it's like, this isn't working out very well. Let's go to. I'm just like, it's whiplash, and we never get mastery of whatever that new thing is.
Yeah,
and I understand they're like, well, we don't want to harm kids, so maybe this isn't something that we should continue doing.
You should have thought about that.
But I'm like, can we just collect a little more info before we abandon the thing that we just started?
They will throw that thing out so fast.
They really do.
But it also depends on, because we got a new curriculum at my old school. We got a new curriculum. We sat through the training for it in the summer, and then when school started, they had scrapped the entire curriculum because the parents were mad that was the curriculum we were teaching. So we sat in that training for no reason. And then they do, and then we scrambled for the first 9 weeks of the semester trying to figure out.
So you're always a day ahead,
You're always a day ahead of that. That was crazy.
That's stressful.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and they're like, why are your scores low? We don't know what we're teaching and need to do the kids.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing. Whenever I first started teaching, I was all about tech in the classroom. I was like, I want to try all the tech tools. I'm going to be a flipped classroom.
Right.
And what is a flipped classroom?
A flipped classroom is when the kids do most of the work on, like, you film a mini lesson or something, put it on Google Classroom or whatever, and the kids do all the work.
Come into the class ready to learn. So it's kind of like they look at the lesson at home. They look at the lesson. And then they come in and they're supposed to be ready to go.
Right. They're supposed to be ready to go.
Theoretically, they're ready to go.
The lesson on TikTok, they will.
Yeah.
Right? That's right. They would. They'd be like, oh, I found your TikTok. But so, I was just like all about tech.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like the leader in my school of, let me tell you about all the new tech tools. And I'm literally the opposite now. Everything's on paper and pencil now. Everything.
I moved away from it as well.
I did too.
I moved away because the kids get too distracted.
And
they literally asked me, because I get new kids every 9 weeks, and they're like, so how often are we going to be on our Chromebooks? I was like, probably 4 times this term.
Were they relieved to hear that?
No, they're because they want to play games. They're
because they're trying to.
You mean I can get on YouTube?
Because we had some kids who were just like, can we not write an essay on the computer? Can we just hand?
I'm surprised that you had kids. I know
that it's
beautiful.
I'm leaking.
There's hope. I'm optimistic. Yeah. But it's just so I can manage kids so much better if there's a Chromebook away from me.
Well, for some reason, like I remember things better when I write. It's like I can get my thoughts out easier when I write it down, as opposed to sitting in front of a laptop trying to start an essay.
Right.
It's like I can't brainstorm on the laptop or something. Yeah. Like I don't want to type into the document my brainstorming. I need my brainstorming like written down, like on the paper. But I don't know. I mean, the technology is not terrible for them to have in the classroom. We just need to everything in moderation.
Right.
Agree.
I think because before we were on computers the whole 60 minutes.
It was Flipgrid and Jamboard and
Nearpod and all
I think COVID had a part to play in that. We saw the biggest spike in going virtual when COVID happened, and then I think when we all came back to school, we were used to the computers and used to virtual, and then a couple of years in, we were like,
it's too much.
We can go back to the way that we
too much.
If a booger's on the paper, we'll just cut that part.
Right. If it's pulled out of the backpack a little bit wet, we'll just let it dry.
Just put it over there.
Do you remember having to because we like actively monitor now and like proximity or whatever. I feel like my teachers used to like lecture, or not even lecture. They would teach us a lesson. They would show us examples of it, and then they would give us practice problems, like especially for math. So I'm going to teach it. If you weren't paying attention, that's on you. And then I'm going to give you some examples to show you exactly what to do.
Right.
And then we would have to practice it. And even if what we practiced didn't look exactly like the example, we had to productively struggle through that problem to try to
Right.
figure out how to work that problem out, even when it didn't look exactly like
I love
the example.
productively struggle.
Oh, baby, we use that
I
in
feel
my
like
room
we
all the
don't do
time.
that anymore.
Oh my God, that's
No,
the
I
first
make
time I've
my
ever
kids-
heard that.
I can't
I
remember.
like
I
it.
think I heard it from one of either one of my principals, or I can't remember where I heard that. But I'm a hoverer, and I always am like, oh my gosh, if they don't get it, that means I didn't teach it good enough, or like maybe I didn't.
You put
I
it on
taught
yourself,
in a way they were
yeah.
confused. Or da 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 da. And I got to a point where I was like, bro, you need to let them just try it and like see if they can do it. And a lot of them were like raise their hand, and I'd be like, yeah, what do you need? And it's like they couldn't get started on an assignment. They had to, it made them not have any confidence in themselves to like work on an assignment. So I would tell them, I have these like buttons in my classroom. They're just those like pop on lights or whatever.
Yeah.
If they're red, you can't ask a question during that time.
Right.
Now that also has worked for my kids that just be asking me random stuff like, do sea
Like, get
turtles
that light on red right now. I
right.
can't take it anymore.
do sea turtles mate in the water or out of the water? Like I don't know. Like what
Are you
they
going to
got
wear those
do-
shoes again this week?
Right. Like, what they got to do? You spell onomatopoeia wrong. Well, you come up here and spell it. Be quiet. So if the button is on red, they know that's their productive struggle time. Like Miss Richardson's not.
I love that.
I like that.
Because I also have some kids that I think like asking a question is like they thing they gonna do. It's like they don't want to do that time. They need a distraction. So
Right.
They're gonna, and we're so conditioned to like if they raise their hand, especially the younger grades. They raise their hand. We're gonna if that button is
wanna
on
fix
red,
it.
if that button on red, don't raise your hand. They know,
Figure
like
it
they
out.
know you gonna productively struggle. I'm still walking around actively monitoring,
Yeah.
but you cannot
Yeah.
talk to me during this time. I want to, and I frame it in a way so the kids understand. I'm not trying to be mean or not trying to help you. If I don't know what you can do, I don't know how
Love it.
to help you. I don't know what part
Right.
that I need to like remediate or reteach or sit and work. So I frame it that way. But I also, if the buttons are red, they can't ask a question. If the buttons are blue, you have to ask 3 people before you ask me. So it's
Oh.
ask 3
Yeah.
before me.
Yeah.
Because we all get overwhelmed, overstimulated them asking us 6,000 questions.
Sure.
And I also have like hand signals because sometimes like you don't know if a kid's raising their hand to answer the question.
Or if they're trying to steal third.
Right. So I have like hand signals. One is if they need like a pencil or they need a supply, like they don't have their book, if they're missing like the novel off their desk.
So you can do it quietly.
And then 2 is if they need to go to the bathroom. 3 is an assignment related question, but they know not to do 3 if the red light is on. 4 is a non-assignment related question. So that kind of cues me and they got to say something crazy.
Yeah, like, oh
And
boy, here
then-
we go. We're going to go off script
And
today.
then 5 is like an emergency. Like if
Okay.
they, if they have like a jam.
But that's a great routine. It's
is
it's
good.
clear.
It has
It's something
helped
that they
me.
know.
Right.
Oh, of
It's-
course.
It's helped me and it's helped the kids because one, they're like, if they have their hand raised and I'm at a point where I'm like not answering questions, and they're like, but what if my question is something that it gives them some like
Control
some
over, like,
certainty.
yeah,
because
yeah.
they don't like being like, okay, well, you just ain't gonna answer no questions while the red. Like, what if I gotta go to the bathroom? Like, what if I
No,
gotta
that's-
sharpen my pencil?
Well, and it helps them kind of categorize their own
Yeah.
thought process and what they need.
And it's helped me a lot because I was answering questions left and right in 6th grade, and I was like, oh,
we
my
can run
gosh.
ourselves ragged.
And their
Yes.
6th graders are neat.
I was running myself ragged, baby. Get Miss Richardson, am I supposed to write my name on the right side of the paper or the left side? Baby, I don't care. Why you asking me what in the world? Miss Richardson, how do you write? Can you spell the? Let me tell you something. The is about to go to the office. I'm not your personal dictionary. Like,
Plus, then you're the hardest working person in the room.
Yeah.
You're the one who's running around and doing circles and doing all of this. And kids know that when they can
Right.
get you to answer enough questions, they get the assignment
And my kids know I got
answers.
ADHD, so they be trying to get me off track
Oh,
on
they
purpose.
know.
Yeah.
They
So
know.
that's
They're
why I
like,
need.
if I bring up a funny story,
Right.
this Thowell's going to bite,
Right.
and she's going to go right in. I'll be like, oh my God, that happened to me too one time. Let me tell you guys.
But here's the thing. Sometimes tangents, you know, I gotta love a tangent day.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it.
Having those things. And when I see kids years later, because my oldest kids are now mid-40s, and I'll see them and they'll be like, you told us about the time that you fell off the cliff and broke your arm. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
but wait, didn't I teach you?
Did you fall off a cliff and break your arm?
I did.
What?
It's like, do you remember the Scarlet Letter? You remember
Yeah, I
my
remember
broken
when I
arm.
taught you.
Great.
Right.
You
What
know,
you remember
hey.
anything I taught you?
Remember when I taught you syntax and compound complex sentences? They're like,
ew,
no.
But you know, those are the good moments that
They
kids
are.
remember because they
Yeah.
see that we're humans and
Yeah.
they see that we're willing to open up in front of
And it's a
them.
buy-in too,
It
because
is.
I remember remember I had teachers where I knew nothing, Sister Agnes. I knew nothing about them, anything. And then when I had teachers who, even if it was just a glimpse,
It's a small thing,
and you're like, oh, she has a daughter, you know, like you get these little nuggets. She has a husband, you know, and you collect these things and they become three-dimensional.
Yeah.
And I want to know that the person standing in front of me is a fully formed human, not a pod person who goes into the closet in the back of the
That's
room.
why we used to
And
think our
recharges.
teachers slept at school.
Right.
Because we didn't think they was real people.
have
We
any
didn't think
right.
they had robots.
Yeah. Never saw them anywhere. You know?
I think that will forever stay true to good teachers, is teachers that are willing to go off script, to share those stories, to show that they're human.
Yeah.
That worked 10 years ago. It's going to work forever.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that'll always work.
Because I always felt so good about myself. My teachers had told us something like about it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
You're
Give me the
privy. The
tea.
other classes, did they hear that? Was it just our
Right.
class?
It's like, oh my God, we're going to go tell everybody.
She likes our class best because she said, you know,
Right.
yeah. And
Well,
then
I
kids
mean-
will come in and be like, you told them what?
The kid. One thing about the kids, they will literally give me. Also, you told first period they was your favorite class, but you told us that we was. I didn't tell first period that they were I said you guys were my favorite class.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I done told all 5 of y'all that y'all my favorite class.
That's the best way to do it.
Who do you think you are? Everybody my favorite.
I'm
And
the
I'm like, none of
opposite.
y'all.
I'm like, none of you are my favorite. I dislike my job so much. I hate it here.
I'm actually timing when I can quit.
Yeah, like I'm only 15 years away from retirement,
Right.
guys.
a roach crawled across my desk. I get to go home.
No, I tell the kids all the time. Like I always tell them, they're like, "Why do you like your job?" Because I'm very peppy.
They do
at
want to
school.
know, right?
They're
Yeah,
like, why
true.
do you
You're
like
right.
it? Like we all suck. Like we're so annoying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, all my friends, you know, most of my friends are not teachers, and they have really boring lives at work. They sit in a
entertained.
cubicle for 8 hours. I was like, you guys are a hoot.
Yeah.
Everybody in
They
my
are.
family knows about you guys. I tell stories on
Yes.
you.
And they
I
don't
d-
believe us.
Yeah,
I'm
and they're
like,
like,
"No,
you
they
talk
really
about
think
me? I'm like, yeah, you're hysterical. I don't think you mean to be.
Right.
But I,
right. Yeah, true. They don't.
like, you know, and I,
They're very funny. A kid told another kid the other day, he said, dang, man, why you writing in cuneiform? Because his handwriting was so poor. And then another kid popped up and was like, man, this man writing in straight hieroglyphics. I'm like,
hieroglyphics.
I'm
See,
like,
that's good though.
I'm like, really? I'm like, they're like my high class. Though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's a big
everybody's
word.
a 5 and advanced in them. I'm like, I
But
don't
like,
even
where
know who
else
that was.
other than teaching can you get that
Right.
kind of back and forth?
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like there is something so great about teaching. It's so sweet about teaching, and I feel as if there's so many teachers. As I was telling you earlier, I have people sending me emails, DMs every day. I lost 20 pounds. I'm losing my hair. I'm so stressed out. I don't think I'm going to make it to next year. I don't think I'm going to make it to December. And it's just so heartbreaking because these are people who wanted to be teachers. Forever it was their goal. And now they're in systems where they're just saying, I cannot do this. And it just tears me apart because I get it.
Oh yeah, we've all been there.
You know, I was saying I left at 55. I originally wanted to make it to 60, but when I got to 55, I was like, "It's been real. Thank you. Gotta go." Pew. You know, it was a little cloud of smoke behind me, but it was
out fast.
it was a job that I absolutely loved, and it breaks my heart to hear younger teachers who've always wanted to be teachers say, "My dreams are crushed."
Right.
Yeah, and it's never because of the kids, and the kids
Never.
are
The
exhausting.
kid, right? But it's
They're
the adults
exhausting,
that's
but-
managing- or it's administrative. If you don't feel supported by your admin, it's so hard to. If you have a situation and you call an admin and they're asking you, well, what did you do to cause the situation?
Yeah.
What
Like,
are you gonna say
excuse
something
me?
to the kid?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I'm calling you as the adult. Like I need help in here.
Yeah.
I get those stories all the time. Like people ask me, like, how do I deal with like a mean administrator or someone that's micromanaging me constantly? And I'm very, very lucky that I've never really had that before.
We were just saying we had good experiences as
Yeah.
well.
I
I've
have a
had
good
bad
principal now.
experiences, but
I
we
had
are
bad
so
experience, yeah.
lucky.
the vast majority of my admin have been great.
Because
So
that
I'm
makes
very
or
lucky.
breaks
Yeah.
your daily
It
job.
really does, because the job is already mentally taxing enough.
Right.
But then to be micromanaged or to be belittled or talked down to, you already feel like you're at war every
Right.
day at school, and you putting out fires and dealing with. There's just a lot, all while you're trying to teach and make sure they can read on grade levels, and then
Right.
the disruptions that happen and
community, parents,
unsupported. Yeah, there's a lot. That's why when we get in our car, I think at school we don't realize how overstimulated we actually are, and then that's why when we get in our cars, we just kind of sit there for a minute.
Yeah,
because you've been asked so many questions that day, and you've put out so many. I don't think we realize like how taxing education being a teacher is on us, but also. It is taxing, but to have like a bad principal or to have somebody that you don't feel supported, the person that's in charge that can do something about the behavior or whatever, to have them like look at you and say, well, what did you do to cause this? It's like a slap in the face.
It is a slap in the face because you can thwart that very quickly. I had a superintendent, one of the smartest women I know. And I remember when she first became superintendent, a parent came in and said, I'm going to do blah, 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 and I'm going to call my lawyer. And she goes, oh, use my landline. The connection's better. Yeah. She said, I'm going to call our lawyer on my cell phone.
And I'm going to win.
And like guess what? That was done.
Like a boss.
Done. So people knew they couldn't go into her and just say, oh, this and that. And she goes, well, you're telling me that. I'm not going to just take your word. I need to find out. And I was just like, that's all you need to do. Support your teachers.
Right.
Let them know that you have their back. And guess what? You will get so much out of them.
I don't understand what part of it people don't understand. We just want to feel supported.
Right.
We don't whatever
like,
power
trust
trip
me
you're
as
on.
a 35-year-old compared to an 11-year-old. 11-year-olds lie, and that's okay.
Right. Lying. We don't mind you investigating.
And that's
Ask 10 of the other kids in the class.
Ask 10 of the other kids.
He call me a B word.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
somebody gonna tell the truth.
Yeah.
I like to hear stories about like, what did you do to provoke that kid? Like, that breaks my heart.
That makes me.
I would be like, what do you mean? What did I do to provoke that kid? I couldn't
just
imagine.
Come in and provoke a kid on purpose. Like I'm not.
Well, I will say I have worked with some teachers. Very rare, a couple who will antagonize kids as soon as they get in the room, right there, I will say something as a colleague and be like, "Listen, it's none of my business, but right now, the way you spoke to that kid, he's not going to pay attention to anything you're saying in the room because he came in to you escalating."
Yeah,
and most of the time, teachers were like, thank you so much. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, right. And sometimes we have bad days.
Correct.
And we don't even realize it. But there are those, I mean, we've all seen, there are bad teachers out there.
Right.
There's the handful that are just like, they're not good with kids.
Some of them, you don't know how to. For the check, it ain't that much.
Right. It ain't worth it. Go to the desk job, make the same amount and sit on your behind and have a good time.
Yeah. But kids are coming in with so much. Yeah. So much from home.
They really are.
So much from the class before. So much from a breakup or bullying or whatever it may be. And so I remember when kids would come in and I'd say good morning or something and they would give me an attitude or do this and that. And I'm like, when I was younger, I'd be like, how dare they?
Yeah.
I am the adult in this room.
I am your elder. Be nice to me.
As I got older, I was like, that's not about me.
No.
I know I can be annoying, but I wasn't annoying in the first 2 seconds.
Right. You just in a bad mood.
I said that kid is coming in with something. And so I would let them just
simmer down.
That's a gimme.
Yeah.
Do your thing. And if it comes up again, be like, hey, I see you're having an off day.
Well, that's like, we as teachers naturally have to be people, like a people person. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I like lost that phrase for a second.
Yeah.
We have to be able to read safe. Like earlier you said something sarcastic to that kid. You immediately knew that it was a mistake.
Right.
That is what you really have to have that skill set. And I tell people, if you don't have that natural skill set, you won't be a good teacher.
It'll be way more challenging.
It's hard to learn that naturally.
You're right. That.
You really can't. And so to be able to read the room is really, really important as a teacher.
I don't like when teachers escalate stuff. I'm like, hey,
and
if you got something going on at home, don't take it out on them kids.
And if it happens like once a year, so be it.
Right.
But like if you're doing, we all have a bad day.
When you come in at minimum one of the days you're going off on them because you having a bad day, stop, cease it.
Yeah.
No, that's a lot. That's a lot for kids to take on too. And
they know. They'll talk. They'll tell everybody. They're like, yeah, that teacher yells at us every day.
She's in a bad mood today.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah.
Is what's in a bad mood? No, she in a bad mood today.
I just walk in. I'm like, everybody, bad mood today. I'm in a bad mood. We're gonna get this done, and I'm gonna get out of here. All right, 7 hours. Let's just
Sometimes I'll be real honest with my kids and say, hey, I'm having a day. It's not y'all's fault.
Yeah,
it doesn't have anything.
Yeah, I say that. 100%. I always say that. This isn't on you. I'm just, and they always want to know though. They're like, what's going on? I'm like,
you're ready to be your therapist. Like, can we help? We're like, no, you just want to know what it is.
I'm like,
one of my kids was like, oh, Miss Richardson took her glasses off. Who made you mad?
Oh,
was just scratching my eye, man.
Like, calm down. But it is super cute when they care. And they're like, tell me everything, girl. What's wrong? Who did you wrong?
But they can tell. So if you're the happy teacher and they're like, why are you so happy all the time? And then you come in one day and you're more reserved or you're a little more quiet. I know the few days where that happened, the kids would all sit around and be like, what do we do? She's not herself. Like, what do we? And it would be like, stop.
Yeah, guys,
they would regulate because they didn't want to make me more upset or whatever. They're like, "Are you tired? Are you tired? Are you just
snack?"
And I'm like,
chocolate.
I'm just tired. I'm just tired today, kids." And they're like, "Okay, we thought you looked tired. Great.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Now I feel worse.
I know, right?
Well, this has been a really great episode of TLD. We are so happy to have you on the podcast.
Thank you so much. I love being here. I appreciate it.
I can't wait to hear so many more of your stories, girl. I know you got some good stories.
Oh, I got stories.
I can't wait. So you'll be on 3 more episodes with us, so we'll hear some more good stories. But thank you guys for tuning in to this week's episode. Follow me, Honest Teacher Vibes, on all social media platforms. Follow Board Teachers, Teachers Off Duty Podcast, and the Comedy Tour.
Yes, and Read Away with Miss K.
And My Teacher Face.
All right, we love y'all, best friends. Bye.
Bye.